Pats, strangely close to Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel, is that you? Beat the Chiefs. Show me. If the Broncos and Russell Wilson can show me that they can beat the Chiefs, then I will start believing.
The crowd up. And so are this defense, and Kansas City won't snap the ball again. The Denver Broncos have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
David Montgomery on the Lions. Former Bear, gonna make this his revenge game for sure. David Montgomery gets the touchdown that ices the game. No! And there's a flag. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. There's flags. Snap. Hold. Kick.
Denver wins! Denver wins! Let's go!
They open. No!
What happened? Oh shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Broncos Chiefs. I am in the middle of moving, but I had to stop. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. First and 10. No, it's going to be a handoff for 8 yards. Crafty in the chat. What's going on? Crafty. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Broncos fans, Broncos country. How are you guys doing? Are you ready to win this game and knock out for good the Kansas City Chiefs? Because that's what's about to happen, baby. Let's see. Microphone's a little. How do we hear me now? How do we hear me now? Check 1, 2, 3. First and 10. Patrick Mahomes. And he is shotgun. 3 seconds. Flag comes. Pressure coming. On stage. All right. Flag down. We'll see what the flag is. Hands to the face offense. It's hands to the face on Kansas City. Pretty clear right there. It is the offensive lineman there that did it. All right. So now it's first and 20. And this could be how Denver gets him off the field. Here we go. Quick throw. And now it's second and 16 after a 4-yard gain. Touchdown, Devontae Adams. And I've never seen those uniforms before. All right, here we go. Second and 16, Mahomes shotgun. Nick Benito coming off the edge. Mahomes going deep downfield, and it is incomplete. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's pass interference? Fuck off. That is such a bullshit call. Where? He's not holding him. my God. That is ridiculous, dude. Every week. I know, because if the Chiefs lose this game, they're out of the playoffs, and the NFL is going to lose a lot of money. We're not even playing the Chiefs. We're playing the Chiefs and the refs today, and that is bullshit. That's going to take them all the way inside. Damn! Catch that! Come on, Hufanga. Damn it, man. That was bullshit. Oh. Chiefs' whole strategy this game is to draw pass interferences. Oh, my gosh. All right, here we go. Mahomes, quick throw, and Rashad Smith is going to pick up 6 or 7. Holding on the Chiefs. So back him up 10 yards. The refs with a, what do you call it? A recover penalty. My bad. That was a terrible call penalty. All right, here we go. Crowd getting into it here on 2nd and 18. They are on their feet going absolutely bananas. Here we go. 2nd and 18. Mahomes, shotgun. Benito off the edge. Mahomes stepping up into the pocket. Now going to run, and he's going to take a hit, and Sternad looks like he got hurt there. But he's all right. He's all right. 3rd and 15 coming up. Is Travis Kelce playing? I haven't seen Travis Kelce. All right, here we go. 3rd and 15. 6 defensive backs in the field and a quick throw. And this is going to go to the 12-yard line, and a flag comes out. I swear. What is the penalty now? What is this? Okay, this is against Kansas City. Holding on the offense, and the Chiefs are going to have to punt it. And the Broncos offensively have come out, and on their first 2 drives, they've started really good. Defensively, the Chiefs haven't been able to do anything on our defense, but they get a pass interference call that moves the ball 60 yards. It's a bullshit penalty, which is going to lead to their first point. Seriously, like that penalty in that moment. I'm sorry, but like if you're going to call a ticky-tacky penalty, it better not be one that takes their offense to the 15-yard line. That's just ridiculous. Here's Bucker, 31-yard attempt. Crowd going crazy, and he makes it. And keep in mind, this is the biggest game the Denver Broncos have played in 10 years. And you can say, oh, what about the playoff game? This is different. This is different because Denver's on a 7-game win streak. The entire NFL has decided to come out and say that the Broncos are frauds because of one bad game against the Raiders. And then there's people saying, no, it wasn't because of just that one game. But I made a video showing you that it is just that one game. Because the NFL completely changed their tone on the Broncos after the game against the Raiders. And I mean, I'm just going to show you. Um, this is a video that I made. I'm going to actually show you at halftime, and we'll talk about it. But I basically go back and expose the media for what they are. They're victims of the moment. They can't even hold the same take for a week. I mean, after the Raiders game, we had Colin Coward saying the Broncos are not right. Bo Nix with Sean Payton draft another quarterback next year. He is a much worse quarterback than what we saw last year. And then I go to a film of him 2 weeks ago going, the Broncos, I see what Sean Payton sees. I see a franchise quarterback. So there's only 2 weeks between him saying that and saying Denver should draft another quarterback. So what happened in those 2 weeks? Well, like I said, the Raiders game was Bo Nix's worst game as a Bronco. But instead of isolating that game, they have now made all of our games. They changed the narrative about every game. So there's only 2 games between Colin Coward saying that Denver should, be happy that they have a franchise quarterback and we need to draft another quarterback. And the only other game besides the Raiders game is the Texans game. The Texans game. The Texans are the best defense in the NFL. They average 15. Their opponents average 15 points per game. Denver scored 18 points. The Rams, the best offense maybe in the NFL, they only scored 14 points against the Texans. Like, the Texans are a good defense. We only scored 18. And then the Raiders game happens, and like I said, instead of isolating that game and say, yeah, Denver played a bad game, now it's, the Broncos are frauds. They need to draft a new quarterback. And I'm like, okay, we're going to remind everybody today who we are. And so far, I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing from this team, man. Bo Nix comes out in the opening drive, converts multiple third downs. Now we're getting good field position here because the Chiefs just kicked it and they made a big mistake. So, man, biggest Broncos game in a decade. The Broncos win this game. They essentially make it impossible for the Chiefs to win AFC West. Nick Wright has to eat his fucking words. All the bullshit that he's talked all week about the Broncos and Bo Nix. Who has he beaten? He has never beaten a good quarterback. Even though we had our field goal blocked in Arrowhead, no. This is an important game, man. This is an important game. There is so much pride on the line. It is such a big game. We got little Lee in the chat. My brother, how are you doing? The Chiefs second in the NFL since 2024 in points allowed. Here's Bo Nix. Oh my God. Why did they blow a whistle? He wasn't even tackled. They've done this 3 weeks in a row. How is that? That is bullshit, dude. Are you guys watching this game? Are you guys seeing what's anything right now? This is ridiculous. Oh, what do you call it? Mm, Bo Nix in his second year is averaging 212.6 passing yards per game, 60.9% of his passes, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. There's been a ton of drops. Troy Franklin had a drop that would have, I mean, probably resulted in a touchdown or at least a 55-yard game. And man, it is it's frustrating to see these drops every single week. All right, second quarter kicking off here. Bo Nix rolling. He's going to get it to Ingram. Ingram is going to get about half of it. Yeah, and Gene just came in. Gene just. What are they doing? Full start. They weren't even set. Are you guys watching this? I'm doing good, brother Kyle. I don't know if brother Rick told you, but I've been MIA to try to figure out my next move, living situation away from the ranch. Won't be going back to Montana. Oh, damn, that's a big change. I'm going through a lot of change myself, so I totally get that. This is going to be caught at the 10 and tackled at the 10, and a flag comes out. Brother Ginger in the chat, how's the move going? That short with 500K? Is it up to 500? I didn't see that. Let's see. Oh, wow, yeah, 500K. Damn, love to see that. 700K on Andy Reid's. When did I post that? Here we go. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt, and 6 yards he's going to pick up here. For sure, brother Kyle, moving back here to North Carolina, where I am right now, I'll be living in a really nice condo of my own, living in a really nice place. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's really nice, being able to have your own place and your own space. 2nd and 3, quick throw, and Noah Gray picks up the first. Quickest time to throw all season for Mahomes. And that is because of the Broncos pass rush. And Mahomes is making it a priority to get the ball out of his hands very quick. 1, 2, 3. He's going to check it down there. Uh-oh, Zach Allen hit him. Mahomes is Mahomes getting up a little slow. 2nd and 5. And they're going to hand it off here. And 2.5 yards short of a first down. So here comes a 3rd and 2. Mahomes is walking zesty as fuck. Here we go. Here's a 3rd and 2. Mahomes, he's going to pick it up. Damn. Let's see. Throw. Quick throw to Rice. We'll go blue. And then Here we go. 2nd and 5. Gray. First down. Here we go. Handoff. Hunt. And 4 yards. Quick throw. Damn it. I'm in the fucking zone, Chief. Not now. I'm in the fucking zone. Here we go. Handoff to Hunt. Dreamt about you guys last night. Took a long prayer earlier. How are you and Mary? Appreciate that, brother. We're good, man. We've been moving all day. I actually missed the first drive of this game because I was coming back from the new house, and it's been crazy busy. Second and 8, so not that costly of a penalty. Quick throw. And here we go. 3rd down and short again. Benito was getting held right there. Of course, it didn't get called. 3rd down. 3rd down. Let's go. Oh, come on. Here we go. First and 10. Flag is out. Flag is out. Got the bot. Got the bot out of here. Here we go. Bringing in a lot of players. That was false. That was a false start at the top of the screen. That was a false start. He jumped early. The receiver jumped early. The receiver jumped early. How is offsides on us? What? Nowhere. 2nd and 2, and they're going to lose the yard. Uwazurike with the stop. WTF is happening in the Browns game? I don't know. Can you tell me? I have no idea. Not a clue. I don't even know the score. Let me see. They do have the top left is showing 13-3. Wow. Wow. Here we go. Off the line. Big 3rd down. Mahomes rolling to his right. Has to throw it away. Let's go. Hugh Robinson, the rookie out of Alabama. Incomplete. It's 4th down. Will the Chiefs go for it? Will they settle for a field goal? The number 1 defense in points allowed per game since 2019. I'm sorry, since 2024. The Denver Broncos. The number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. So naturally, the game would start off with 4 field goals, 2 between each team, and Bucker's kick is good, and it's going to be 66. Kyle looks like he listens to Smash Mouth on the way to work. Somebody once told me. Mike is a little muffled. Thank you. Let me fix that real quick. Check 1, 2, 3. We're gonna try turning it up and see what that does. This is what it would sound like if I turned it up a little bit. We're gonna. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is what it would sound like turned up, and this is track 1, 2, 1, 2. We're gonna turn it down a little bit more, see if that makes it a little more clear. Nope, it needs to be a little bit higher. It needs to be a little bit higher. Can you take me higher? All right. Patrick Mahomes dropping back, looking for a receiver. It's intercepted. Talanoa Hufanga. The 30, the 20, the 10. All right. I don't know if I just manifested that or not, but I needed to simulate excitement to check on my mic. It appears to be good enough right there. That appears to be good. We'll bring it a little bit closer and see how that sounds right there. All right. We are so back. Anyway, thank you. The mic comments are always the most important comments you guys could give me. Please never let me stream 2 hours that way. It's not good for you, it's not good for me, it's not good for clips later. It's overall the worst thing that could happen during a stream is that your mic sucks and you don't know. Here is this one being returned, and he is going to take it to the 28-yard line. So far, this has been a good game. This has been a fight. This is a really important game after last week, the Broncos being considered frauds, all the noise. We heard Colin Cowherd talking about if Denver should draft another quarterback. And the thing is, Denver wins this game and all the noise goes away. But that's my issue with it is if you're going to come to a conclusion as big as like, hey, this quarterback that's won 8 in a row, he should lose his job, then it should not be that easy for you to change your mind, right? It just shows how fickle the opinion is. If you can one good game against the Chiefs and it's like, actually, I changed my mind about all that. It's like, well, then you really shouldn't have come to that conclusion so easy to begin with. And I just released a video on this. You can go check it out. It's about 40 minutes long, but it is I spent all week on it, so I hope you guys like it. This is a handoff, fake handoff, and Nix has to throw it into the ground. And we got, what's up, my ginger? What's up, my ginger? From another ninja. What's good, brother T? Drank half a pint of Captain. Feeling pretty ready for anything. Arr. Ginger's going to start speaking pirate. Here's a swing pass to Harvey, gain of 3. And let's see what's going on around the league. All right, Lamar Jackson this is just a bad week for me. This is just a bad week. Lamar Jackson has 3 points. What the fuck is he doing? Is Lamar on the Epstein list? What is going on? Is he being blackmailed? Here we go. 3rd and 8. Damn it! That's not PI? Fuck! How is that not PI? He's clearly there early. Look at this. No, he wasn't. Should have been caught, though. Troy Franklin, another drop. You fucking dropped a 55-yarder in the bucket earlier today. Now Denver has to punt again. What's wrong with Bo Nix? So sick of it. His freaking players keep keep causing this shit, and then Bo Nix is the one that gets called out for it. It's like, look at that pressure coming from both sides, steps up into the pocket, takes a hit to release a difficult pass, and his receiver just doesn't come down with it. And you just get to a point where it's like, when will these like difficult completions ever turn into completions? I'm really tired of the almost completions. All right, we're gonna go. Gonna put a ticker on the board here. And we are also going to give you all of the fantasy football live updates. No. Share screen, slides, PDFs. Here we go. And let's see if I can make myself bigger. Bigger. There we go. And then let's bring the scoreboard in. Bring it down. Maybe in front. A little higher so we can see comments. Maybe a little smaller. A little more to the right. There we go. And we're going to show comments here. LML Kyle's Jelly about to fight a black horse cock. What? Galloping? Gargling? With Ginger, what are you doing? 2nd and 6. We're going to run it for 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. Most likely to fight a gator for chubs. Or fight a gator with a chub. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. It's crazy because me and Tyler were just talking about this, how there's people out there that see a score and they assume that, oh, that was a boring game because the final score, maybe it only had 17 or 20 points scored. I think this game is a great example of a game that can be filled of excitement, and still it's 6-6. But if you just saw the score, you would think, oh, that was probably a boring game. And both teams have been moving the football, and the red zone defense for both teams has just held. But it's not like there's been a ton of 3 and outs or anything like that. It's just the defenses
done a good job of bending and not breaking, and you get 4 field goals, and it's just not really an indication of whether or not the game was exciting, because this game has been exciting. It could very easily be 14-14, or at least like a 10-10, but both defenses playing really good. Kyle holds the record for most times using skate as a weapon in ice hockey. I would. Ah, Tyler knows. I once attacked somebody with a pool stick because Tyler was getting in a fight. Club Bliss. Or no, Teen Bliss. Teenage nightclub. We were all booty dancing on each other, and I was winning the booty shaking contest every single week. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. That was the song the booty shaking contest was too. And I had this move where I would slide down, and then I would basically be twerking on the floor. And man, it was unstoppable. Of course, the crowd decides the winner, and anybody that went against me was going to lose. It was kind of rigged because I was just getting, here's Mahomes, third down, sack, lunch, nom, 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 nom. Woo! And we got ourselves a sack lunch on third down, and the Chiefs are
backing up, backing up, backing up.
Well, you backed up.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And now the punter is going to be punting from the end zone. You guys, this is massive for the Broncos. Number one, they have 2 timeouts in 2 minutes nearly. Number two, the Chiefs won the coin toss, elected to defer. So if they would have got a first down, they would have put themselves in a position to go up 2 possessions had they scored to close out the half, and then get the ball again to start the second half and then score again. I mean, this game could have easily turned into a 20-6 game, and Denver getting a sack on third down now gives Denver a chance to drive down, get some points, and naturally kick the ball off to the Chiefs to start the second half. That's a really biggest defensive play of the game right there up to this point. How did I know you could twerk like a jerk? It's been a long time since I've heard such a passionate num 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 from Kyle. That was a good one. That was a good one, man. That one was worth every num. I feel like the background should be the Broncos. But now we're in the Broncos locker room. Man, the commercials hit different when your team's playing good. What you got to say? So bye, bye, Miss American Pie. I walk a lonely road on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the Broncos sleep, and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. The Chiefs have won the West for 10 years in a row, and they think they're the best. But today it changes, cause Denver's gonna win, and they're now in control. Oh, they're in control, they're in control. Oh, sack lunch Benito Mahomes is going down, yeah, he's going down. The Broncos are winning this game. Here we go. First and 10. First and 10. 146 left. Bo Nix looking. Gonna take off and run. Get that ball tucked, damn it. 8-yard gain. Don't like do not run the football like that. Caleb Williams did that crap last week. That could have easily been a fumble. Let's learn from that so we don't have to learn from a mistake. Here we go. 2nd and 2. Now he's going to damn! Damn it. Come on. Calvin Ridley out for the season. I heard that. He has a broken obviously hate it for him, but he's pretty much been no factor for fantasy, for the Titans, you know. 3rd and 2, Mahomes is going to run it himself. I love that play call. I love the play call. Love it. Why are they marking him there? Why is he marked it? Call a timeout. Why is the clock just ticking? How is that the spot? That is a first down. What are they doing? Why are they running the clock all the way down? Fuck! That is such a bullshit move, Sean. Put your foot on the throat. That's how we lost to the Chargers. Playing like bitches. It's 4th and inches. What are you doing, dude? That is so fucking terrible. That is ridiculous. That is such a bum move. You guys can't even pick up an inch? How do you not just run to the line and run a QB sneak? How do you not call a timeout? I hate that. I hate everything about that. God. Jeez. Now here's the Chiefs, who are not going to play conservative. God! God, that drives me crazy. 21 seconds. That was a false start. God, that call. That is ridiculous. Here we go. 1st and 15. Pressure coming. Mahomes spinning out of it. Mahomes chucking it downfield. Dropped. What are you doing? Brandon Jones. Look at Brandon Jones. Play defense. Turn your head. God, you got lucky. Sean, what the hell, dude? How do you not call a timeout and at least force them to check the spot of the football on that run? Because I'm pretty sure Bo picked up the first down. You're calling Denver's calling a timeout. How many 30-second? I mean, how does it work? Is it your final timeout? Is a 30-second timeout? Here we go. Mahomes dropped. Third and 15. Where? Held? What are you talking about? Where's the hold? Shut up, Tony. God. Are you guys watching this game? Can you guys watch this game with me? Because good tackle there, Riley Moss. Kansas City called a timeout with 1 second left. Stat padding. Nick Benito's. All right, Ginger's hopping in. Ginger's hopping in. I think you get a full timeout and then 30 seconds per half timeout, or the other way around. 2 full and 1. I think, yeah. I think it's 1, 2, and maybe it's your final one that's 30. Pressure. Coming, sack. Jaquan McMillan. And I would be much more excited about the sack lunch, but fuck, Sean. Call a better end of the half script there. What's the over under on how many more years until Tony Romo becomes the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? I'm gonna say 4 years. When is his current contract up with CBS? Years. So yeah, 4 years. That's perfect. 4 years puts he signed it in 2020, so 4 years puts us at 2029. Yep, I think when his contract ends, I think 2029, I think the Cowboys will be looking for a head coach, and Tony Romo is going to be the guy. All right, I'm watching game day for the first time. Like I said, I've been moving all day. So Steelers 34-12, a big win. A big win today. Aaron Rodgers moving. Aaron Rodgers had to leave the game. I was wondering if Rudolph came in and balled out, but now I'm seeing pick 6. You know what's strange? Jalen Ramsey said that Jamar Chase spit on him. I don't know why they're calling it a projectile of the mouth. You know how Jalen Ramsey is? Ask him. Ask him. Ask him. You guys remember that, right? I don't know if you guys remember this or not, so I'm going to have to show you myself. You guys remember this?
Yeah, nobody worried about him. He came to me, you know what I'm saying, on some disrespectful stuff. You know what I'm saying? The game over with. You still mad because I was locking you up? All right, go sleep on that. Nobody worried about him. He came to me, you know what I'm saying, on some disrespectful stuff. You know what I'm saying? The game over with. You still mad because I was locking you up? All right, go sleep on that. I ain't trying to hear that after the game.
So you vowed that he wouldn't get in your head. But you managed to get in his head, you think?
What you think? You tell me. You tell me. Anytime I lined up on him, yeah, y'all go watch that. Y'all go watch that. Y'all tell me who got in who head. He came up to me after the game. You feel me? Y'all tell me who got in who head. You're an old man acting like that. Yeah, nobody worried about him. He came to me.
He wouldn't get in your head. But you managed to get in his head, you think?
What you think? You tell me.
You tell me. You tell me. Oh, it just doesn't get old. All right, let's keep going through these games. Rodgers left today with a left wrist injury. Steelers D stepped up. Tony Balanovic. Who's that? Here's Commanders and Dolphins game. Nobody wanted to win that. They had to go to overtime. 56-yard field goal for the win, and he missed it. Pick, and that's how the Dolphins got the win. So the Dolphins moved to 4 wins, and good. Man, Denver's got to play a really good half, man. I had the Giants game correct, plus 7.5. The Packers won by 7, so I was right on that. The Panthers plus 3.5. I took the Panthers plus 3.5. The Bucks plus 6.5. They were winning for a lot of that game, and then the Bucks ended up pulling away at the end and winning by 12. I thought that game was going to be within 5 points, and for most of the game it was. But Tampa Bay, able to score 17 in the second quarter, and then 6 points in the third, 6 points in the fourth. That's just not going to cut it when you're on pace to play a game where your opponent's going to score 40. The Texans minus 5.5. I thought that they were going to be able to beat the Titans today with that defense by more than 3 points. No. I took the Jaguars plus 3. They stomped a mud hole in the Chargers. They won 35-6. 35-6. The Seattle Seahawks I took at plus 3. I took the Broncos at plus 4.5, and I took the Ravens to win by 8 points or more, minus 7.5. So this was a really good. This was a really good bet that I put in, but the Texans winning by only 3 and the Bucks losing by 12 screwed it all up. I mean, this is 8 legs, and 6 of them were really good. I also had a big touchdown bet in that it kind of sucks because it was Sean Tucker, Josh Allen, Devontae Adams, and I'm really upset with myself because I was going to start Sean Tucker today, and I had this whole reason for it. And it's about he played at Syracuse in college, and he's returning to Buffalo, and this was going to be, kind of like a homecoming for him. And then going into last week, we saw Sean Tucker make more of the opportunities than Rachaad White. Rachaad White had the upside in the passing game, but I really felt like it was going to be a game where Sean Tucker was going to get 13 to 15 carries, and I ended up starting Amari Demercado, and I let the projections get to me. Demercado was projected like 12, 13 points, and Sean Tucker was only projected like 3. And that's why you don't do that, man. I deserve it. Unfortunately for me, Demercado's only got he exited the game with an ankle injury. Jeez. I literally could have started any of the guys that I thought I should have started. And Lamar Jackson, 3 points. Dude, I'm fucking bummed, dude. Oh my God. And I dropped. I dropped Dart to pick up Brock Wright. Give us a parlay for Tennessee. Asking for the chat. Yeah, what he said. This guy sucks. Hold on. Jeez, give me a second. I'm looking. I'm still mad about the freaking Titans keeping it within 3 points. You know what's crazy is I had to drop all my stuff off at my new house, and I'm driving back, and I'm in a hurry because of the Broncos game. And I'm going, what is all this traffic for? And then finally I see all of these Titan fans leaving, and I go, oh my God, who would pay money to go to a Titans game and sit through all of this traffic, this terrible traffic, for a team that is boring to watch and suck? I mean, I respect it, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, who would pay money for that? You could give me a free ticket and I wouldn't go. All right, so the parlay is going to be for the Lions-Eagles game. Let's look at the live lines. So the Seahawks and Rams. Let's take the Rams minus 2.5. The 49ers minus 18.5. I'm not touching that. The Broncos plus 3.5. I'm going to take that. And then the the Ravens minus 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and take that. And touchdowns. I'm going to throw in a Jaleel McLaughlin touchdown. Jaleel McLaughlin at plus 1,200. And we're going to put a 30%, $1 to win 70. $1 to win 70. Here we go. 2nd and 7. Mahomes in shotgun. Pressure, has to get rid of it quick. Incomplete. Perfect coverage. Abrams drain. So once again, my parlay that I just put in right now, the Broncos plus 3.5, Jaleel McLaughlin to score. The Rams minus 2.5, they win by a field goal. And the Ravens minus 1.5, they win the game by 2 points. And then that was $1 to win 70. So $10 would have won 700. I think that's a really good bet. I love live betting. It's better. Here's a big 3rd down. Mahomes time. Now he has to throw it. It's intercepted. Jahante Barron all the way back. Touchdown. Pick 6. Oh my God. What is with the flags? Oh my God. Now they get a 1st down? Fuck these refs, dude. Where? That? What? That? Dude! A coin flip? To take off a touchdown and give him a 1st down? That is, dude, these refs, they fucking suck. What the hell? How do you get good? He's literally just touching him. He's not directing his body. Look, yeah, you see that on every single play. It didn't. That was such a bullshit call. I said it in the beginning of this game. The Chiefs lose this game, and they're almost out of the playoffs. Like, they could still make the playoffs, but it's a serious problem. Nobody makes more money. The NFL doesn't make any. The Chiefs make the NFL more money than any other team. And this was a game where I really felt like Denver was going to have to play the refs and the Chiefs. And this is just so disappointing. That was crazy that they just turned a pick 6 for that call. God, I could fucking chuck my phone through a wall right now. Oh! Shador Sanders. All right, first down. There's a flag on the field. I'm just so defeated by that call. Oh my God, dude. This is what they do. This is they keep with the makeup calls, thinking that it's there's no makeup call. There's no makeup call for what they did. It's ridiculous. Jesus. Here we go. Mahomes stepping up, throwing, tackled right away. It's going to be 2nd and 14. Look, people that aren't even have a dog in the fight, Broncos were just hosed on the pick six, not illegal contact, and now Kansas City's in the red zone. I wouldn't have called that on Riley Moss. Skip Bayless. It saved Mahomes from an all-time bad pick six. Get fucked. This illegal contact wiped out a pick six. These refs suck. When you look up ticky-tacky calls in the dictionary, it'll show you that call on Riley Moss. Holy moly. They wiped out a Broncos touchdown over that? Give me a fucking break. What a fucking joke. And the fix is in. Pick six negated because the refs need the Chiefs to win. Refs can't let Mahomes throw a pick six to a rookie. Bro, these refs, man, took a pick six because of that. NFL not letting the Chiefs lose this. Vic Lombardi, man, Zebra's really picking on Riley Moss today. Here's intercepted again. How does that feel? Take that. Go, go, go. McMillan, go, go. Let's go. Take that one away. What are you going to say now, baby? What are you going to say now? Let's go. That's 2 interceptions. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Wait, there is a flag. Oh, my God. There's a flag. Hold on. McMillan out of breath, playing in altitude. What is this? Why is there a flag? What? So the whole entire return's gone? Oh my God. Both penalties on Denver. How is that a legal blindside? Dude, he hit him in the shoulder pad. Fuck. Oh my God. That is such a. So where's the ball now? Now where is possession? Don't dare the refs. Brother T, I freaking love Brother Kyle's enthusiasm and attitude towards the light in the darkness. He's a little autistic, but we love him. Okay, that one, I'm with you, Kyle. Dude, the Riley Moss, the pick six, like, look, Riley Moss has his hands on the defender, but he's not altering the receiver's body in any way. You're allowed to touch him. You're just not allowed to be physical with him. I mean, you know this. Like, I'm not saying anything you don't know. That is like, there in no way did Riley Moss, like, the receiver was trying to do something and he couldn't because of Moss, and maybe he needs to take his hands off of him so that it, in the Navy they say perception's reality, and I hated that then and I hate it now because perception is actually not reality. Sometimes the way things look is just not the way that they actually are. I mean, most of the time, I feel like perception isn't reality. I mean, how many times do you see something and it looks like something, and then you find out like you're way off, you're way wrong about it? And I think with Riley, it's like he plays the position like physical, and you also got to keep in mind, like, playing on the other side of Patrick Surtain, who's not in this game. Riley Moss has been the most targeted defensive back in the NFL. So he gets picked on a lot. And, because of that, I think he plays very physical, knowing every single play, the ball's probably coming to him. Here's the unsportsmanlike conduct. So now Denver's at the 10 fucking yard line. Wow. 54-yard swing. Here's bootleg, quick throw, and Troy Franklin's going to pick up 9. Why are they spotting him there? His knee didn't go down. Man. We got RJ Harvey in the game. Bo Nix is going to hand it to him, and RJ Harvey is going to pick up 4. It was close. It was close. I think that's what's frustrating me the most. It inconvenienced Mahomes, so that must mean it's somehow legal. Darnold picked again. Dude, Darnold throws a lot of interceptions. I mean, he's doing great things over in Seattle, but, like, he's kind of a gunslinger. Here's Mahomes rolling out Nix rolling out to his right. Quinn Meinerz just got beat right off the line. And Nix had to take off. Need that offensive line to play well today. Here's Mims. A quick throw to Mims, and Mims is going to try to try to get the corner, and he doesn't, and they're just going to pick up 2 here. Here we go. 3rd and 8. Mahomes got a receiver. Yes! What a dart by Mahomes. I mean, Knicks. Damn. Look at this. Let's go. What a dart. That's a dart. Here we go. Ball doesn't lie. We got to get that touchdown back. Got to get that touchdown back. Yes! Cortland Sutton down to the 27. I'm feeling a Broncos tutty on this drive. I love that. What the hell was that last play? I'm not sure. The screen to Marvin Mims or Quinn Martinez blowing his block. I think you're talking about the one Knicks had to throw it. Here's the handoff, and RJ Harvey, nothing. 1 yard. Like I said, how exciting has this game been? It's 6-6. I mean, this game it's had explosiveness. It's had red zone trips. It's had 2 interceptions now, fumbles, big returns, sacks. It's got everything. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Come on. Got to protect the ball here. Quick throw. RJ Harvey. Oh, I need him to stand his feet there. And Lily's talking about the throw off pass behind the line. Oh, that was just a screen to Harvey or to Mims. Trying to get the ball to Mims in space. It's a high completion percentage type play. It's like basically an extension of the run game without calling a run. Here's quick throw to Harvey. And Harvey down to the 8. Come on. Come on. Look at this. I love this. Look at this. This is the quarterback. Mercedes Lewis came in the game. Denver picked him up before the trade deadline ended. He's 41 years old, and he got called for 2 penalties. There's Jaleel McLaughlin, who I told you was going to score. I hope you put that bet in. Did you guys put that bet in? Did you guys put it in? Tell me you guys put it in. Rams up 21-12. I took the Rams -3. Tell me you guys put it in. Come on, Jaleel. Come on, Jaleel. Get in there. There we go! Touchdown! Boom! Jaleel McLaughlin! Oh my God, there's a flag down. Yeah! Offsides on the Chiefs! Declined! Let's go! And the Broncos are on the top of the Chiefs. I can't even talk. Let's go, baby. Touchdown, Broncos. Look at that. And the odds were at 1,200 plus 1,200. Denver takes the lead 13-6. I've had it. Didn't I say the Broncos were going to score a touchdown on this drive? You did. Between you and me, we got it all figured out here because I just need to know, did you guys put in the bet for Jaleel McLaughlin to score? Because the odds were at plus 1,200. You would have won $700 if you bet $10 on the bet that I told you to put in just now. I wish I had, but I'm a broke bitch. Dude, money, I get it. But, I put $1 on it to win 70. $1. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So now the Broncos plus 3.5. So the Rams -2. That's good. Okay. They're offering me $10. I'm thinking about taking it. I'm going to take $10. I don't know. Or do I hold for the 70? What's going on with Baltimore? Because I am starting to feel like I can't get a pulse on the game because I'm not watching it. But are they going to lose? Because I'm going to take the $10 if they're not going to get their shit together. Well, all right. So here we go. What is going on? What's going on? Here we go. Mahomes, low snap, quick throw, incomplete. Kyle, I'm here with friends. Who was that girl's dad who was a tight end for the Broncos that you it was John Elway's tight end, Dwayne Carswell. This is Dwayne Carswell. We're still friends. Me and Ashley. What is going on with the freaking Ravens, man? Here we go. Huge 3rd and 7 right here. Here we go. Denver dropping. Pressure coming. Mahomes going deep. Every time I wave this towel, something terrible happens. Maybe it's because I got that at a season opening loss. I knew I'm waving this thing, and I'm like, God, I don't like this thing. That's not a push-off? How come Riley gets called, but that doesn't get called as a push-off? And of course, they're not even showing it. Come on. That was... Come on. Damn it. Look at the push-off right here. Look at that. How come no one's talking about the push? That's crazy. Who's Dwayne? Dwayne Carswell. He was tight end for the Broncos during their Super Bowl in the late 90s. Look at Hufanga come up and make that play. That is the defensive play of the game. That is an insane play by Hufanga. That is maybe the best defensive play I've seen from him all year. Look at him come up and make this hit. Talk about having a nose for the ball. That play had touchdown written all over it. Here we go, 3rd and 1. They're going to run it, and he's going to be short. Now they're calling touchdown. That is not a touchdown. He goes, I'll give him credit. They waited on the whistle, except when Denver had the ball. All right, so they confirmed it. That hit just made me have hope for this country. Maybe a little push off. Thank you. Finally. Holy crap. Dude, but of course that doesn't get called. Which I'm okay with it. Fine, don't call it if it's that close. But don't call it on one team and then ignore it when the other team does it. Like, what is that? You're supposed to call the game the same. You don't call it one way and then call it a different way when another team has the ball. Figure out how you're going to call the game and stick with it, would you? Four interceptions for Darnold. Damn, that's wild, crafty. Oh my God. Oh, man. I need Denver and I need Bo Nix to respond. I need Bo Nix to respond here. I hope you're not telling your friends that that's why I'm a Broncos fan. That's not true. Actually, I didn't even know that her dad was a Bronco until a couple of years ago. What do you mean? I think he's done a good job. He had a chance. He threw oh. They had a chance earlier in the game. Nix threw a perfect pass, and it was dropped. What are you talking about? Came back from 19 in the Giants game. Get it right. It was 19-0. They're not even down right now. What are you guys talking about? Yes! Let's go! Oh, no. Fuck. Of course the Cards fumbled on the goal line. I'm starting Demercado. I bet it was him. What happened to him? I think it's a neck injury. Look at the way his head hit the ground. Ginger is only an usher. He has an addiction issue. He got poked bad. Eye injury? Hold on. Pastor Kyle. We got to start calling Sundays here church. Oh shit, Henry and Brown's territory. Pastor Kyle. Well, you that could. Rams offense hasn't really moved the ball much since the first quarter. 2 touchdowns were up by picks. Wow, that's crazy. Or set up by picks. Bishop Rick, Minister E, Apostle Edub. Can we go with a let's go Deacon? We'll go Deacon. Who wants to be a deacon? I want to try Taco Bell's new Red Hot, whatever that was. Ministry E. How about Deacon? Deacon E. Deacon E. Oh, good to see Pat Bryan up, walking in the medical tent. Ah, so happy to see that he got up. Looked real awkward. All right, here we go. Clock running. Mahomes, or God, Ingram, tight end screen, and he's gonna pick up 9. Wow. Tons riding on this quarter, man. There is so much on the line in this one quarter. Oh gosh. 4th and goal for the come on. All right, that's okay. I needed the Ravens to kick a field goal so that their next touchdown would put them ahead by more than 1.5. Because I took the Ravens to win by more than 1.5, and either way, this is going to work out for me because if the Ravens kick another field goal and the game goes overtime, they would win by at least 3, potentially 7, but that field goal gets us away from scoring a touchdown and winning 17-16, which would have been no bueno for my bet. And yeah, everything's looking good so far. Everything's looking good so far. Just need the Ravens to pull their head out of their ass and get at least one good drive before this thing ends. It's funny how like Lamar Jackson can go out there and have this type of a game, and everybody just moves on from it. And even though we've seen this happen before, and it's like Knicks has, a very similar type game. They scored 18 at least against the Texans, who are much better defense than anybody. I mean, Denver's the only thing close to them. And everyone's like, they need to, their offense is broken. Do they need another quarterback? And it's like, we just don't hold our star quarterbacks to the same standard that we hold our rookie second-year quarterbacks, which is totally backwards. Look at the fireworks going off. This is huge. This is huge. Here we go. 2nd and 1. Bo Nix rolling to his right. He's going to take off. Now he throws it. Caught. First down. Wow, Tony Romo looks so much better than last time we saw him. I don't know what he did. He looked terrible. Week, what was that? Week 8. Here we go, 3rd and 1. What do you mean? That wasn't a first down? Yes, Harvey, first down. There we go. Oh, come on. Only 13 rushing yards for Harvey so far. Got to get in there here. Here we go. They're going to pitch it to Harvey. And come on. Just put Jaleel back in. Here we go. 2nd and 11. 13 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. This is huge. The Chiefs' season hanging in the balance. Bo Nix shotgun. Looking to pass. Setting up screen to Tyler Bidet, and he gets back to the line. And that gets sniffed out. Jeez. Just look at Mahomes. Gosh. Bo Nix in the huddle, intently telling his players something outside of the play. They're bringing pressure. That's not a flag? No flag on that? How does... Oh, my God. He's holding his arm. Okay. My goodness. If that's a good no call, then... Damn it. Can't the coaches call a challenge? Can't challenge a penalty. There was one year where you could, after the refs screwed the Saints. And then they did it for 1 year and decided not to anymore. Oh, my God. This game is... We're going to need our defense, man. We're going to need our defense to step up here and get a turnover. We're going to need our defense to play like Denver got no points on that drive. We've had games this year where our offense hasn't been able to get going, but our defense keeps us in the game and ends up winning a game. I mean, they have 4 games this year where they haven't given up a single touchdown. This game and all of last week against the Raiders, they only gave up 1 touchdown in each game. but our offense was struggling, and it's one of those things where in our game, like against the Chargers and the Colts, when Bo Nix has 3 touchdown passes, we give up 29 points, and it's like, well, we're going to need our defense to not allow points every time our offense is having success. And this is like a moment where I really want them to come out here like Denver's down 7 on this drive. All right. Here we go. And this one is going to be kicked into the return zone, and Thornton's going to return it to, I believe that was the 26th. Crowd going crazy. Here we go. Handoff. Come on. Stop with the 10-yard runs. There's a handoff. Nothing. There you go. Do what Tony said. Keep handing it off. Today was supposed to be Cooper Kupp's revenge game. Rushing touchdown Walker. Hope Gabriel's healthy, but glad Sanders got a chance, I guess. I hope and pray Rodgers is all right. Oh, shit. Little T, what do they think it is? Yeah, hopefully it's not anything broken with that wrist. 2nd and 10. Here we go. Pressure coming. That's holding. Thank you. Holding on Cooper. Thank you. Finally. They're going to decline the penalty. Surprise. Sean wanted to decline that. Denver declining that penalty sets up a huge 3rd and 9. I'm not going to wave my towel, but come on. Come on. 1 second. 0. Pressure coming. Holding again. So if he remained short, wouldn't they decline it and set up fourth down? But I guess they thought Kansas City would go for it. Going deep downfield. Damn it! Fuck! What? Did you want? Oh, thank you. Now they're in field goal range. 46-yard penalty again. That's just the only way they're moving down the field. Incomplete. So sick of this shit. So if you see the team is going to decline the holding, do you just hold every time if you don't have a play? Shut up, Tony. The Broncos are just making him angry. God. We're angry. Now they're in field goal range. This is just crazy. Come on, Benito. He's at the top of the screen. There's Benito. Good. Oh, God damn it. Because of a fucking pass interference. Fuck. So sick of these fucking bullshit penalties. That's it. That's literally it. 2 plays. Thanks, fucking. Extra point is blocked. On the replay down, I mean, see how that sequence is kind of bullshit to me? Like 2 offensive holdings that get declined. Then a pass interference that gets 180 yards downfield. Offense loaded. 2 offense. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. Benito is being held on every single play. They're calling it on half of them. The Chiefs keep getting penalties that take bad things away, and that's on offense and defense. One possession games this season. The Chiefs 0-4. The Broncos 6-2. Here we go. This is going to be returned to the 28. Colts Chiefs next week. That game's going to be in Kansas City. Denver needs to answer here. Here we go. McLaughlin. 4-yard gain. Second and 6. Bo Nix looking, stepping up, staying alive, fighting a sack. There's nobody there. Here's Bo Nix looking. caught. It's going to be 2 yards short. Sean's going for it from our own 35-yard line. I'll start. Fuck! God damn it! My God. I don't know how that wasn't blocked. I don't know how that wasn't blocked. Oh my God. Oh, I hope so. This that's crazy. We had the lead on the Chiefs. We had the lead on the Chiefs, and we had them in a 3rd and 20 and a 55-yard pass interference again. And it's like, oh my God. I mean, look at this. They're holding Benito on every play. This is the play. This is the play the Chiefs scored on. That's on the touchdown. They got called for a sideline infraction because a referee ran full speed into Sean Payton. Look at this. Ryan Clark. I see the Broncos have lured another team into another ass game. What? First off, because it's not a Bills game where they give up 30 points doesn't mean that the game's ass. I'm so sick of this. Obviously, you're not watching the game, fucking idiot. Look at Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy of Barstool It is obvious the refs are cheating for Kansas City again. First and 15. Mahomes has to throw it quick. And Denver's got him. Denver's got him. Only a gain of 3. Second and 12. Look at him hold. Look at him holding. Here we go. Second and 12. Throw. Third and 2. Here we go. Here we go. Yes! Incomplete. No flags. Incomplete. Look at that. A 3 and out by the defense. See, that's what the defense did on almost every drive besides the penalties. This is going to be returned by Mims. Mims 30, 40, almost to midfield. (23-16) Ravens. Let's go. Hawks miss. Fuck. The Rams only won by 2. I should have took the $10. The Rams minus 2.5 was my line. I needed them to win by 3. Wow. Lamar has 6 fucking fantasy points. Lamar has 6 fucking fantasy points. Jeez. If Lamar would have just gotten me 15 points, I would have been in good shape. I got 6 points. Jeez. I don't like everything. I don't like how I'm starting to lose everything. This is how it is. When it rains, it pours. Let's see. The Broncos are plus 2.5. It's time for an Evan Ingram touchdown. Here we go. Broncos plus 2.5 plus an Evan Ingram touchdown to win $20. A fake tush push. That's how Mark Andrews got the touchdown. It was minus 2.5 for the Rams. Here we go. 2nd and 2 after picking up 8. Denver blocked the extra point, so it's a 3-point game. They're going to hand it off here, and RJ Harvey is going to pick up 6, 7. And I like that. I like that. Harvey again picks up 4. The 50th play. That seems like the normal amount. Here we go. Denver in field goal range. Knicks looking to throw, taking a shot downfield. That's not PI, dude. He's got his hand underneath his. Caught. How is he out? He's in. Why did they call that incomplete? Dude, that's such bullshit. He got it. Rough beat is right. Well, you can say you went for it and came real freaking close to grabbing $70 from multiple bets. It's something to feel good about because most people would have gone for the 10 and the 70. Yo, I said the same freaking thing. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And that's the problem is like I build I build really good parlays and it's always one thing that all right, now it's a tie ball game and it is time for our defense to come out here, take the football away, and Denver either kick a game-winning field goal or get a touchdown. We need to show up here. This is when we need to get loud. When Mahomes came out in the first drive of this game, Tony Romo said, "This is the loudest stadium I've been in this year, and it is about to turn in." Here we go. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Throwing it. Almost intercepted by Hufanga. Incomplete. And it stops the clock. Oh, Hufanga. Catch the ball, dude. Oh, it was a little harder than it looked. Mahomes looking, pressure coming. He's rolling out to his right. Mahomes out of bounds. 3rd and 10. So we only have about 10 seconds that have come off the clock. Here, Tony just said, let's just listen to this. This place is going to go insane right here. Sack! Let's go! Woo! Who's a fraud? Block punt. Here it comes. Block punt. Block punt. No, not even close. This is going to be returnable. Mims, 20 to the 21. Score's not updated. I got you. It's hard to update the score because I can't take a screenshot of YouTube TV. It's blacked out. So the only way for me to do it we go. Quick throw. It's Pat Bryant who picks up 5. Oh, they lost the shoe. Knicks. Handoff. RJ Harvey. What is the flag? Come on. How is there a flag on a... What the hell? They call holding. What the fuck, dude? Come on, that had nothing to do with the play. What are you doing? Here's Mahomes. Or how is that? There's no flag on that? This is crazy. This is fucking bullshit, dude. We had a first down and a fucking holding call on a guy that had nothing to do with the play. Come on. Yes! First down! That was huge. That was fucking huge. Mahomes hasn't. Who has Bo Nix beaten? Bo Nix hasn't beaten a top 5 team. Bo Nix hasn't beaten anybody. I'm 0% worried about Bo Nix and the Broncos. Fuck. Oh my God, would you quit it? Fuck. Motherfucker. My mouse died. Here we go. In for Harvey. What's going on? Here we go. 2nd and 6. Bo Nix looking. That looked like contact. That's not contact? What the fuck, dude? How is that not contact? Here we go. 3rd and 6. Bo Nix, quick throw. Sutton, you got it. 1st down. What are they doing? What is going on? My fucking mouse died. It signed me out of my YouTube TV account. That's a 1st down. That is a 1st down. There's a 1st down. If the refs don't call a 1st down here, come on. How are they still looking at this? What is going on? First down. 1:01 to go. Kansas City's going to call timeout. Let's go.
Here you go. 4 game-winning drives. Second most in the NFL this year.
What the fuck? Here we go. Denver at midfield. 1 minute and 1 second left. RJ Harvey's going to pick up 3, 2. And what are they going to do? If Denver just runs it again, they use their final timeout. And then 3rd down, if they run it again, they can kick a field goal. And, worst case scenario, it goes to overtime. But you're not giving Mahomes the ball back in his hands. The thing is we haven't seen Will Lutz make it from this distance. So we do need to get closer. The question is, if we got to the 40-yard line, would we be okay with a 40 or 57-yard field goal? Here it is, 2nd and 8, 54 seconds. Bo Nix looking, firing downfield. Caught! Troy Franklin! Denver's going to win the game! Denver's going to win the game! Wait a minute. Hold on. We did this last year in Kansas City, and they blocked our field goal. So hold on. How's that for Bo Nix hasn't beaten anybody? How's that for Denver needs to draft another quarterback? How's that, you flip-flopping media bitches? How does that taste? Who's that quarterback? Woo! Lil E, I love you, brother. It was blocked. We were in this same situation last year, but we are not that team anymore. We are not that team anymore, but this would be symbolic. Denver, in the same situation they were. They kept the narrative alive that Bo Nix couldn't beat a real team, even though he put his team on his back and took 5 minutes of the fourth quarter away, and Denver missed a field goal. And yet they pin it on Nix, and they add it to the narrative that they can't beat a real team. This is it. This is how we flip it right here. Come on. Everybody in the stadium wondering, is that monkey off of our back? Are we that team? Snap, hold, kick is Denver. Let's go. Let's go. How's that? W taste. I'm on a new level. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the stadium. Listen to this stadium. Who was in the Super Bowl last year? We beat them both. At a certain point, you're going to have to start to believe in this offense. We did it, Woody. We did it. We beat the Chiefs. We're in first place. And I hear Bo was kicking like a motherfucker. We knew we were going to have to play really well, especially down the stretch. This is what Bo Nix is saying right now. Thank you so much. Go Broncos. There's no more let's ride, and Denver is at 9-2 at the top of their division. Isn't that how Denver won in 2023 to 2024 against the Chiefs? KC now 2 spots out of the playoffs below the Texans. By the way, KC didn't show up today to the podcast. We're going to have to check in on him. I'm 2-0 today on walk-off field goal calls. I'm glad this was one of them. I'm glad this was one of them. And this was a moment. This was a moment for this team, for the city. Tony Romo said when this offense came out on the field, the defense rather, to open the game, that he hasn't heard a stadium this loud all year. Did it feel like a playoff game? Absolutely, it was. Denver loses this game, and all of a sudden, they're only a game and a half ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs. They win this game, and they're 3 games ahead. And the Chiefs go to 5-5, and the Chiefs, for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career, it's no longer about winning the West. Now we have to worry about the Chargers. The Chargers lost today to the Jaguars, and they now have 4 losses. So Denver takes a 2-game lead in their division, 3 games ahead of the Chiefs, 2 games ahead of the Chargers. And for the Chiefs, for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career, this isn't about winning the AFC West. He's never not won his division. This is about whether or not he can get his team to take one of the wild card spots. Now, this is very interesting. Denver and New England have taken a really, really strong lead by being 9-2. Buffalo and Kansas City were locks to win their division for everybody else that doesn't pay attention. All right. I took Denver to win this division. I felt like they would win the division. I didn't feel that way last year. I thought Denver would win 10 games last year. Okay. This year, I thought that Denver would win 12 games. It is looking like Denver is going to potentially be a 13-win team. Now, this is wild stuff that we're talking about here, but think about this. Denver has they have to play the Chargers, the Chiefs, and they have to play the Packers. Those are the 3 difficult games left. Denver now goes into the bye. They come out of the bye playing the Commanders. They play the Raiders again as well. And it's looking like let's just pull up the schedule here. This has been the best win I've seen all year. I mean, I'm on a high right now. Like I'm telling you, like there's not a drug in the world that can make you feel how I'm feeling right now. And I just think that's so cool because like this is why we as fans, this is why we do this. This is why we deal with the losses and the sadness. And this is why I feel bad for anybody that doesn't have this type of passion for their team, because this feeling I have right now on a random Sunday in November, like I wish everyone could feel what this feels like. Now, pulling in Denver's schedule, we're playing the Commanders. we're playing the Raiders, okay? Like all of a sudden you're looking at those games and you're going, okay, 10-2, 11-2. So I mean, Denver can put themselves to 11 wins by beating the Commanders and Raiders. And like, do I think that they can beat Jacksonville? I think they can beat the Chargers. With the Chargers just got smoked by the Jags. I don't think that's any indication of anything. The Chargers are going to be playing for, something important. And if Denver loses to the Packers or Jaguars or Chiefs, there's a scenario where if the Chargers themselves are winning out, that game is for all the marbles. There is a lot, I'll say it this way, there could be a lot at stake late in the season, but regardless, Denver's now put themselves in great shape moving forward. The Chargers, I know they played Kansas City once. They're going to have to play Kansas City again. And for the Chiefs, they're playing the Colts next week. That's another difficult game. The Colts coming out of a bye, just to make it even more difficult. And all of a sudden, it's like, wow. I mean, are we looking at a team that could potentially take the number 1 seed? I mean, gosh, even if they lose, let's say they lose Green Bay and the Chiefs, I think are the hardest games. But, even if they lose one of them and just win against Commanders, Raiders, Jags, and Chargers, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wins for the Denver Broncos. And I think it's important, not because, look, by winning 9 games this early, Denver's put themselves in this weird situation where these final 4 games, they may not actually matter for Denver to actually clinch a playoff spot, just based off the fact that in their next 2 games, unless a major upset happens, Denver is going to have 11 wins. So these final 4 games, they might not matter as far as playoffs, but you don't want to go into the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak or losing 3 of your last 4, right? I mean, look at the Steelers last year, right? They were 10-1 by week 11 and they lost their final 5 games. And that's different. They had Russell Wilson. We have Bo Nix. And as much as people want to say Bo Nix beaten, Bo Nix can't be a good quarterback in this league. I want to show you guys a part of the video that I spent. I tell you, I spent an entire week on this. Okay. And this video that I'm about to show you, I spent a week on it because it was fueled from this. I'm going to show you right now what fueled that video. Okay, here we go.
We're starting with an ugly win, 10-7. But 7 straight wins for Denver. They're 8-2. Also booed consistently during the game. Also, the camera kept cutting to people doing the thumbs down. That is a quote from the quarterback of the AFC West leading Broncos. Here are the numbers. Completed 57% of his passes. Expected completion percentage, 70. It wasn't good. I went freestyle the question because you guys weren't on the call. Hey, what's going on?
Well, if I may quote Bruce Willis from the legendary film Die Hard to America watching the Broncos last night, maybe for the first time for 3 hours. Welcome to the party, pal. It's what it's been every single week. And Brew,
lies. That's
Wednesday
not true.
You were hearing wilds during tears.
And this is why I created this video, because that is not true. To say that Bo Nix's worst game as a Denver Bronco which was the Thursday night game over the Raiders. That was by far the worst Broncos performance I've seen Bo Nix ever do. His footwork was abysmal. His decision-making wasn't there. He was nervous in the pocket. He relies on preparation. We have never played a Pete Carroll defensive scheme on a short week after playing the Texans. It all piled up, and it all just sucked. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. But this is what Nick Wright does. He goes on his show, and he uses that game as a way to say, this is what the story's been all year. You guys just haven't been watching. This is gaslighting. This is gaslighting, and this is why the media, who has a responsibility to do at least one thing, tell the truth. That is the bottom line. If I'm sitting in that chair, I don't care if it's the Chiefs, the Raiders, my enemies, I have to tell the truth. I have to. I'm giving, I mean, it's one thing to have an opinion. It's another thing to lie. You want to say that, yeah, Denver's gotten it done, but, you know, it hasn't looked great at times. Fact. You want to, but to go up there and spin it and say, this is the story we've been reading all year long. You guys just haven't been watching unless you're a Broncos fan. They're not on national TV often. So let me catch you up. The Raiders game is pretty much what you get all year. It's not true. And that's why I created the video I did, but let me continue.
It was like, you know what?
Yeah,
I think I'm going to believe in the Broncos. And then Thursday, he doubled and tripled down on it.
Ooh.
And then, because here's the deal. There's a lot of football every weekend. And the Broncos are not a super marquee team if it's not your team. And so it's a weird universe where most of the people who are watching the Broncos week in, week out the closest are Bronco fans. And they want Bo Nix to be good. And they want to puff their chest out and be like, when the Chiefs were winning close games, it was all good. And now it's not. The only other people watching the Broncos really closely are people that it's their job or gambling on it or have a vested interest in the Broncos not being good. I happen to check all three boxes. I'm gambling on it. I want them to fall back for the Chiefs, and it's my job. And I'm telling you, America, that defense is awesome.
Yeah.
And while I think Sean Payton is a little overstated at times by some members of the media, I think he
overstated. I think Sean Payton is overrated. I don't know why he's being polite about it. Say what you got to say.
designs an offense where guys do seem to run open a fair amount. And their quarterback cannot hit them. And the running game is not as potent as they hoped it would be. And they are being.
But it's better. It's the best part of their offense.
No
right
question
now.
about it. No.
Yeah.
But if they had a dynamic, if you have a great defense, good offensive line, and dynamic running game,
right,
then you can get away with having what is right now a bottom 5 or 6 production from the quarterback position. And so this is exactly how they played in London when they escaped against the Jets. This is how they played last week when it took a dirty hit to knock CJ out of the game to escape against the Texans.
First off, the hit against the Texans wasn't dirty. And you know it wasn't dirty because the refs threw a flag on it. And then after going to the replay, because they had ample time to do it with CJ Stroud being hurt, it was a concussion, they had to pick the flag up. They had to pick the flag up because it just wasn't a dirty hit. So they picked that's another lie. And like I said, the Texans, their opponents average 15 points a game. You're playing the Texans, their defense almost beats their opponent on their own without an offense. That's how good that defense is. Like I am a diehard fan of arguably the best defense in the NFL, and I'm telling you that defense may be better. I think we're better because we won, and that was a defensive game. but it's like 1A and 1B. The Texans defense is legit. The Rams offense, the high-powered Rams offense, the Rams scored 14 points against the Texans. Nobody had an issue with it. But this is what the media does. The Raiders game was atrocious. And instead of isolating that as one game, they go back and they change the narrative. Now, instead of beating the Texans, and here's the thing, CJ Stroud was out of the game. Nick Wright's making the case that we only won that game because of a dirty hit. But let me ask you this. Is he saying that the Broncos defense is bad? No. So what does CJ Stroud have anything to do with it? The Broncos offense is going against the Texans defense. That was the matchup that he's talking about when he says the Broncos offense sucks. So what does CJ Stroud exiting the game have to do with Denver's ability to score on the Texans defense? It has nothing at all. And to act like, oh, CJ Stroud getting hurt's the only reason Denver won, that's also misleading, because CJ Stroud against the Rams, for example, scored 0 touchdowns. Before he got injured, the Texans were on our 1-yard line. In 1st and goal on our 1, they kicked a field goal on that drive. So now to go back and be like, oh yeah, the Texans game, like if CJ Stroud would have got hurt, they would have put up all this points against a defense that no one has any success scoring points on, it's ridiculous. But this is how he pours cold water on that game. Then he goes back all the way to a London game. London games are always weird. And yeah, Denver only beat the Jets by 2 points. But he had the Bucs in the second highest tier. The Bucs only beat the Jets by 2 points. The Steelers only beat the Jets by 2 points. But now you have to group it all together in effort to say that this team is not good. And it's ridiculous. And it's also just blatantly untrue.
It's how they played in week 1 to beat the Titans. And so they have a great defense, and the defense makes them frisky. But that offense and that quarterback make them, every other AFC playoff team, Brew, is going to be saying, please give us the Broncos. Of all the available teams, give us them. Because, again, there's not going to be any bad teams in the playoffs. He is going to be the worst quarterback in these playoffs by such a wide margin that you're just going to roll the dice with him.
I wouldn't go that far. Like, I obviously with him, he's struggling badly, and I'll get to him. But because of that defense, like, that defense is playing historically well.
It's great.
You know, what do they have, 46 sacks?
Sounds right.
Something like that. Like, they're on pace to break the record. Mm-hmm. You know, the Bears record of 1984, which 72. They're on pace, I think, for 78. And obviously, they're getting the guys 5 and 6 times every game. It feels like on average is 4.6. But so that for that reason, teams.
And guys, that was the video that sparked me going, you know what? I need to address this. I need to point out how bad the media is, because guess what? Nick Wright isn't the only one that did this.
Right now, we're in such a great era for creators because we're living through the TikTok of.
What the hell? Nick Wright wasn't the only one that did this. Okay, this is the video I made, and I'm just going to show you the beginning of it. Okay. I posted it yesterday. Unfortunately, it got 1 view. I spent an entire week on this, but I want you to see this, and I want you to understand that Colin Cowherd said after the game on Friday morning that the Broncos would Sean Payton consider drafting another quarterback. That's what he said. Okay, and I could not believe what I was hearing. Okay, so listen to this. Critical.
A way better athlete than anybody wants to admit.
Cowboys lose 44-24, and they are just hot. The offense, 4 touchdown passes from Bo Nix, J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey getting it done.
They've been absolutely unstoppable.
Yes. Oh, first off, I would go, they have the clutch gene. We've seen them be clutch at the end of football games. Their 2 losses are walk-off losing field goals, right? They got a top 5 running game. And you know Bo Nix and Sean Payton are going to get that passing game. I think Denver is for real.
I mean, Denver averaged 8.7 yards a play. I've been saying this now, John, for 2 months. You can just see Sean Payton here. Watching Bo Nix today, I see what Sean Payton does. Better arm than you think. Really, really athletic. Today, when he threw that ball to Bryant and it was a penalty flag, Nix, it kind of had an Aaron Rodgers feel. Nix is like, I got a play to burn here. Bo Nix throws an absolute seed to get that rookie from Illinois his first touchdown. I was impressed with Denver today. Again, I didn't think it was a fair. I mean, this thing was over really mid-second quarter.
Sorry to interrupt this really awesome video I put together, but can we just take a moment to realize this is just 2 weeks ago. So Colin Cowherd went from this to this.
Would Sean Payton draft another quarterback? I'm dead serious. Bo Nix has regressed badly.
Anyway, back to them praising Bo Nix 2 weeks ago.
See, when it's on, like, if he's throwing well, they could beat anyone in the league on any given week for sure.
Yeah, and blow people out.
Ooh, Bo knows comeback. He certainly does. This was tough sledding yesterday. I mean, you know what I think of this Texans defense. This Texans defense, I say it every week, they can almost win games by themselves. They try. They do. They try. But the Broncos just hang around, stay within one score, and then their Bo Nix, who's just got no fear coming down the stretch of a football game. He makes a few plays with his arms and his legs, and all of a sudden they're right back in this thing.
But I think it's established. I think Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Bo, these are franchise quarterbacks. Last year, against Mahomes and Reed, Spags, Herbert, Khalil Mack, there was a Bosa, there was Justin Herbert. Bo Nix made the playoff, and they're still carrying dead cap money. Bo Nix is a franchise quarterback. I wonder, because the roster, the O-line set, the D-line set, the pass rush, the receivers, would Sean Payton draft another quarterback? I'm dead serious. Bo Nix is not right upstairs. Bo Nix has regressed badly. His completion percentage is now towing that backup quarterback line from 66.5 to 60. His passer rating has plummeted, mid-90s to mid-80s. He's going to have more turnovers this year. Again, he is a significantly worse quarterback this year than last.
If you woke up confused Friday after seeing the entire football world. So right there, you get Colin Cowherd going from 2 weeks ago, going against the Cowboys, going, oh my God, like they can beat anyone. This game was over in the second quarter. I see what Sean sees in Bo Nix. And he's all excited about it. Like, oh my God, it is amazing. Like, he threw 4 touchdown passes in this game. Like, and then after the Raiders game, it's time to draft a new quarterback. Now, the only game, because everybody is saying, Kyle, this isn't just about the Raiders game. But how do you go from that to that if the only game in the middle is the Texans game? And like I said, listen to how they talked after the Texans game. Like, that was just a defensive battle, like all the Texans games are. And then the Raiders game happens, and that's what we get. That's what we get. Now, I want to show you how this ended. I'm just going to show you the end right here. Are making these comments for the media. There are chances in this game. Now, everyone is over in this game. And if Denver finds themselves down in this game, we're going to deal with our crowd. Here it is. Sounds crazy. There's zero reason to be surprised when Denver beats Kansas City next week. Unless you as a fan have also lost the plot, and you can figure it out. Does that sound crazy? If it sounds crazy, you lost the plot. There's your test. When I say that, and it sounds crazy, you've lost the plot. Like, we won these games, man. Don't get focused on who they are and forget who we are. How many times do we get so focused on who they are? Oh my God, how are they gonna play us? How are they going to measure up against our defense? How are they going to deal with our crowd noise? How are they going to deal with the pressure of elimination? How are they going to deal with Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper and Zach Allen? How are they going to do with Talanoa Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw? How are they going to deal with Bo Nix, who is almost a guarantee to win the game? It is almost a guarantee. There's an 80% chance that Denver's going to win. And that's just going off this year. And if Denver finds themselves down in this game, there isn't a quarterback in the NFL that has been better this year than Bo Chapman Nix. And I don't even think we'll be down in this game. I love our chances in this game. Now, everyone is overreacting to this Raiders game. The people that are making these comments for the media, in the media, about Bo Nix, they need Bo Nix to fail. I'm not mentioning any names. Nick Wright. Pushing these anti-Bronco narratives to the world as hard as he can. He has a massive self-interest in Denver not being legit. Literally, financial, personal, professionally. He mentioned this on his show.
The only other people watching the Broncos really closely are people that are, it's their job or gambling on it or have a vested interest in the Broncos not being good. I happen to check all three boxes. I'm gambling on it. I want them to fall back for the Chiefs, and it's my job.
He needs Bo Nix to fail. He will scrape the bottom of the barrel every single week to cling to the belief that Denver beats a team, the opponent stinks. If we beat a playoff team, they didn't show up that day. He's even gone as low as saying we didn't score enough points because the other team lost their quarterback. That doesn't make any sense at all. Whatever. Mark my words. He'll keep doing it every single week, even to the point where he's had to manufacture this nonsense himself, like he usually does. But here's the thing. He's grasping at straws, praying that if he can just keep this fake persona, this I told you so confidence for a couple more weeks, Denver will finally collapse, lose most of their remaining games, and he'll save face. Every week, he keeps Bo Nix anchored at the bottom of his Mahomes mountain, right? Every week, he swears Denver isn't winning the West. I mean, when a team has won 7 in a row, you've got to start saying some outlandish, delusional shit. And just hold on for dear life, hoping and praying that Denver implodes. Well, let me tell you something. The man is scared of you, sick, degenerate convicts. And let me tell you something. He should be scared. Because I got news for you. We're going to win this thing. What's it going to be? Are we going to go back inside, call it a day, or get ready for the biggest ass-kicking fiesta? I'll leave it up to you guys. In all reality, these clowns have shoved all of their chips in the middle of the table. And here's the good news. In 3 days, it's all or nothing for Chiefs fans. Hell, for November 17th, the Broncos, Chiefs. If Denver wins, the Chiefs' streak of AFC consecutive titles snapped. Every single hot take you've heard this week, cremated. There will be nothing left to say. Those narratives will die on the spot. Impossible to resuscitate. Half the media started entertaining should Denver draft a quarterback. Those same experts will vanish when Denver beats the Chiefs on Sunday. Gone. Mock drafts with quarterbacks to Denver, deleted. Anyone who flips from bench Bo Nix and draft a new quarterback to he's the future because of one win, I don't care who it's against, just prove that they're fickle. They don't watch the tape. They don't know ball. They're just protecting bets, egos, and narratives. Final word is that Bo Nix is going to be here for a long time, cupcakes. Get used to orange and blue nightmares. Your tears will be delicious. And if you watch the Broncos beat the Chiefs and outplay Mahomes on Sunday, and you too want to go on national TV and say, Bo Nix, man, I mean, I don't know what, save it. Because there should be nothing, no matter which team you play, that it can make you want to draft a new quarterback or want to keep your current quarterback. There shouldn't be one game that is worth that much. It shouldn't exist. It did for the Vikings last year. It was the playoff game. How did that work out for them? So go ahead. Talk your shit. We'll see you Sunday. And that was the video that I made. Of course, it's much longer. It's a 47-minute video, and you can find that all on my YouTube channel, or you can find it on the Only Football podcast. But all these things are addressed. There was only one thing in that video that I didn't share with you guys that I want to share with you. And that was around the 17-minute mark. And this is what I said. 1,044 total yards, 11 touchdowns, 0. Look at the positives. You would say, hey, that's their team to draft a new quarterback. How was it that Bo Nix was just one bad performance from everybody on TV acting like Denver needs to move on? Bo Nix and the Broncos need to start faster. If you want to look at the positives, you would say, hey, that guy's got a clutch gene. Bo Nix, when trailing this season, he has a 76.3 adjusted completion percentage, 1,044 total yards, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 101.6 passer rating. Those are his numbers when trailing this season. But that's no longer the story. So now that gets ignored completely because it doesn't fit the new narrative. And this is an example in the most important part of the video. This is where I show you how the media changes. Immediately after the Broncos win over the Raiders, this is what Colin Cowherd said about the Broncos-Chiefs game on Sunday.
So now Kansas City comes up off a bye. I don't care what the number is. Take the Chiefs.
I don't care what the number is. Take the Chiefs. That's what he said 5 days ago. This is what he said yesterday.
I think the game is it is not in my blazing five. I said, if it was only -3, I think I would take Kansas City. It's 3.5, so it's a stay away for me.
And this is an example in the most important part of the video. This is where I show you how the media changes their big takeaway from our games that happened in September, that happened in October.
They sure as hell don't look like it. Right. Though. And if you watch games like the Eagles, the Giants, the Houston Texans, and then obviously the Raiders.
All because of what happened on Thursday. I would highly recommend that video. Like I said, I started that video on Friday. I finally got it uploaded last night. It was probably since I started this channel, it was the most work I've put into one video because there was a lot that I wanted to cover. Actually, it opens up with me having a bone to pick with the people in the media that talk about parity. And then when the Dolphins beat the Bills or the Panthers beat the Packers, everybody is like, what happened to the Packers? What happened to the Bills? And a point I'm trying to make is that when a 2-8 team plays a team with a really good record, let's say it's a 9-1 team, and the 2-8 team goes in with a great game plan, runs the football effectively, plays great red zone defense, and squeezes out a win, the headline is always, what happened to the 9-1 team? What happened to Green Bay? Did they make a mistake paying Jordan Love? In those titles, they make you click, whether you're angry, intrigued. They say these things to get a reaction out of you. But when it's a team that, so one more time, if it's a 2-8 team that beats a 9-1 team, it's always about the 9-1 team. It's always about the really good team being fraudulent or not showing up. right? But when it's a 6-4 team that beats a 9-1 team, it's actually not about the really good team. It's about the 6-4 team. Are they legit? Are they a sneaky playoff contender? So, like, two teams, same game, same opponent, same game plan, same execution. Both teams squeeze out a win. But if it's a team with only 2 wins, it's always what happened to the really good team. And my point is this: nothing happened. This is the NFL. This isn't college football. This is the NFL. Any given Sunday is not just a slogan. It's the entire design, the salary cap, the draft position, the schedule. The NFL is created for the parity. And we've heard them say all year long, we haven't seen parity like this within the NFL and maybe ever. But then when, the Panthers beat Green Bay or Buffalo loses to the Dolphins, it's always what happened. And what I'm trying to say is what happened, an NFL team beat another NFL team, right? That's what happened. Not a crisis, no implosion, just better execution by one team that particular Sunday. And I know that doesn't get as much clicks, but it's the truth. And then my final point, I guess, with the parity is, if you believe that there is that much parity in the NFL, then any team that's won 8 games in a row, you shouldn't be allowed to even talk about the word fraudulent. That word shouldn't be even in your dictionary, because how can you believe that there's parity among the NFL, meaning any Sunday, any team can beat any opponent? How can you hold that belief and simultaneously hold this other belief that a team that's beat 8 opponents in a row is fraudulent? They cannot coexist. It's like trying to breathe and drink water at the same time. It's impossible. So they're either lying about the parity, or they don't understand the word, or they're being purposely deceptive. Either way, all three are wrong, and it's getting to a point where I felt like that as well needed to be addressed in this video. So I do started off addressing that as well. And ban user, put him in timeout. And Nick said Colin was just trying to rig the Vegas odds. And that's the thing. He didn't even, he ended up saying that it was a stay away from him after saying, I don't care what the line is. Kyle is so elated he doesn't even care. I don't blame him, Crafty. Nick said, anyway, the Chiefs should draft the QB this offseason? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. It opens up with you having a bone. It opens with you having a bone. What does that mean? Oh, like a bone to pick? I think that's what you meant. Bone to pick, right? But yes, fantastic win today. Fantastic win for the Denver Broncos. And man, I'm so glad that we got to experience that together. You guys are the best. Next time I live stream a game, I'm going to be in the new house. My house is empty. This is the very final room that I'm moving, and I purposely made it last so I could stream this game. But it's been awesome. There's been a lot of great. I couldn't be happier to leave this room on a note like that. I mean, that was absolutely incredible. But thank you guys for watching this Chiefs game with me. I'm so glad that I have you guys to watch these games with. It is so much fun to experience this stuff together. So as always, please hit the like button on this video and stay tuned for more content being dropped I'm working on stuff behind the scenes to get more people on the channel. I'm looking at having like 4 or 5 people on an episode where we talk about the NFL, and then doing that with fantasy football and doing that with betting. And I got a lot of good stuff out there on Reddit, kind of trying to merge and, work with other content creators that, do NFL stuff. So stay tuned, man. A lot of good things around the corner. Promise you that. But thank you guys for watching. As always, man. Oh, it's something I said earlier. Oh, okay. I can't remember what it was. But as always, guys, this one is for Bill. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next stream. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.